Yeah. So we're here now. Some of you may be trickling in from watching the premiere I did on this channel in response to this live stream that a one Obsidian made about me. Some of you may have seen that. I'm just going to play this part on loop until people come in here a little bit. I'm going to share the screen. I mean, this is just really, this really sums the shit up, quite frankly. If you didn't catch it then, you can catch it now. We're going to loop this shit till some of y'all get in here and see what's going on with me. We'll have further conversation here about this bitch ass nigga. Hold on, let me turn this up so y'all can hear it.
You heard what he called Pearly Things. Pearly Things ain't did a goddamn thing to Robert Perkins. But see, he's the mouthpiece, he's the cat's paw for a lot of black women who are insecure. A lot of black women who ain't done shit their own self. A lot of black women who are lazy as fuck. You want to know the reason why a lot of black women feel some kind of way about Just Pearly Things? Because Just Pearly Things show their ass up. She's a plain Jane, Midwestern white young girl who outworked all their asses. And she'll fuck around and take your man too. With her plain Jane, Midwestern looking self, basic looking self. She'll take your man right out from under you. She'll learn how to cook collard greens better than you, suck a dick better than you, back that thing up better than you. She'll take your man right from the fuck from you. Because she outworks you. She ain't better looking than you. But she outworks you though. She's more submissive than you though. She'll clean a man's house up though. She'll cook it clean though. Let's talk about it. Ain't that the truth? She will outwork you, sister. She cook better than you, fuck better than you, clean better than you, support a man better than you. That's the real reason why a lot of sisters feel some kind of way about Pearly. Let's get right to it. We ain't gonna mess around with this. And hold on. Not only is nobody going to accuse Pearly of being a beauty queen, Pearl herself says that she's average at best. How many black women barely making average at best want to think that they're a fucking queen? Not Pearly. Pearly say, look, I'm about a 5. That's the real reason you feel some kind of way about Pearl. Let's talk about it. All this bullshit about Me Too, get the fuck out of here. The real reason why you feel some kind of way is because Pearl is that bitch. She will outwork you and take your fucking man. Alright? Real talk. And she like black men too. She will take your man. What you won't do, she will. And she'll do it with a smile. And she come from money. Yo, let's throw that in the mix too. And she ain't no trailer park trash. Fuck out of here. She come from big money. I done seen the career that she grew up in. She come from big money. Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about it.
Now I wanted to play that first part just because the audio was fucked up over there a little bit. Hopefully y'all can hear it cleaner. In this, this was my issue. Like, but the fact that black men, a lot of them, they get in this situation, and in an effort to shame black women, they will say anything. I watch black men do it. I watch black women do it. It's some sad shit. We'll say anything. Black women, generally speaking, don't give a fuck. that a lot of you niggas be laying in the caves. What they don't like is having a cave bitch pedestalized over them. And no one likes that. Nobody in the fucking world, you hoe ass nigga. I'm the one who called her a cave bitch. I'm the one who made you so mad that she didn't do nothing to him, but he called her a cave bitch. I can't believe he would talk to her. But let me tell y'all why black women really mad. It was a black man that called her a cave bitch. You could have just talked about why I'm mad. Or you could have tried. Yeah, I would have ran through that shit easily. You could have tried to prove why I called her a cave bitch. Black women, by and large, be nice to these cave hoes. They'll call them Karens and Beckys. They nice. Way nicer than me. Black women are actually way nicer than me when it comes to this. They do not like, and not just them, no one on the planet likes, having another group of people, in particular their mortal fucking enemy, compared to them and told that that white bitch, off the virtue of her skin being white, is better than black women. She outworks black women. She outproduces black women. She's not trailer park trash. She came from money. Nobody likes to hear that shit. Now, I do wish black women would stop responding to hoe ass niggas when they start talking like this, and just let them say it, and let them go dance, do a goddamn electric slide down off in the caves. Let them do that. Most black men don't think this way. But apparently, this is a prerequisite to be a part of whatever sector of the black manosphere that Mr. Obsidian is responsible for. Because he's doing it in real time. And nobody checked him. Nobody said anything. In the comments on the live stream, they were eating that shit up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, y'all niggas are a disgrace. That's what you are. Because as you uplift white bitches, the same way when I listen to black women uplift cavemen, y'all leave out so much of who they are in an effort to uplift them while taking a magnifying glass to black people. To me, that's some coon shit. If you're going to take a magnifying glass to black people, and in this case we're talking about black women, magnifying glass on black women at all times, not today for what happened yesterday, last week, last year, 20 years ago, 40 years ago, 60 years ago, a microscope. But y'all let this cave bitch walk through here the last 400 years. You wipe clean off this bitch plate. You exonerate this bitch in every way. It is that mentality that I've been calling out amongst anybody who acts like that, whether you black man or black woman. Anybody that watch my channel knows I'm going to do that shit. Something is wrong with you niggas. Pedestalizing a cave bitch based on her cooking ability that you know nothing about. I actually saw a clip on her video where some black woman was teaching them how to make jollof or some shit. But you know this bitch cook good, and I bet you ain't never tasted no food she ever cooked in your life. Her white skin automatically makes you believe that. And that's how I know you niggas aren't sincere. Y'all aren't genuine because you say stupid ass shit. Stupid shit. We down to cooking now? We're willing to, just to uplift cave bitches, we're willing to say that she's a better cook than black women? Can somebody type, huh, in the chat? Can somebody type, huh? Just H-U-H, real quick, just to make sure y'all following me. Somebody, y'all type, huh, in the chat. This, to uplift a cave, these motherfuckers are willing to even say that she cooks better than black women. She cleans, the dirtiest bitch on the planet. It cleans like we can't even get these bitches to wash their ass. The Moors tried. It didn't stick. It didn't take. We're willing to, some of these coon ass niggas are willing to say anything to demean black women. Now, according to him, another point in this live stream, he talks about how he knows what black women want. One of the things I know for a fact black women don't want is you pedestalizing cave bitches over them while lying to do so. I know they don't. You act like you had the code, nigga. You know exactly what black women want, what they need, what they looking for, what they find attractive. You got the motherfucking code. But let me tell you something I know. Black women don't want to hear no black man uplift a cave bitch over them and lie at the same goddamn time about this bitch's abilities. If you swear you know so much about black women, you missed this class. Right? And my question would be, with you being 50 years old, over 50, why don't you know that? Why don't you know that? As you sitting here uplifting this cave bitch, you're uplifting her father, you're uplifting her mother, you're uplifting how they raise their children. You're uplifting everything about them. Now, that may not bother you. Let me play a little bit more, because again, the audio is fucked up. I want y'all to hear this shit.
You gotta have these jokers make you feel better about yourself instead of stepping your feminine, fit, and friendly game up.
I'm just a joker.
See, sisters that are competitive, they've got no problem with Pearly. Sisters that are competitive have absolutely, just like brothers that are competitive, they don't care about, they ain't stunting crystalline carrots and talking about she want a Brad. I wish a Brad would try to come and house me.
What would you do, Obsidian, if a Brad, because you call them little cute pet names too, I call them caves. If a caveman came up and tried to house you, what you gonna do? Write him an email?
Ain't no Brad got nothing on me.
I've never had to say that.
The problem with Pearl are the sisters that know deep down they ain't competitive. They know it. And they ain't willing to do the work. Pearly played 3 sports. How many black women play 1 sport, let alone 3? Volleyball, basketball, and track. How many sisters do 1 sport, let alone 3?
And you know black women so well, but you willing to sit here and lie. And I wanted people to be able to hear this. You sitting on here lying. The greatest female athlete on the planet is the black woman. To say that you don't find black women playing sports, like, it's just, you know, I don't even know what's wrong with these niggas at this point. Just to uplift the white bitch. Now, and the reason I wanted to make sure y'all was able to hear that clearly, Because this is what I'm saying. When I call these niggas coons, this is the type of shit that's why. Now, of course, if you watched my premiere, it was about 2 hours. And I really hated the sound was so bad. I really, really do hate that shit. I hate the sound was so bad on there. But nonetheless, you know, I wanted y'all to hear him uplift this cave bitch like he did. Clearly. And he got that mad because I called her a cave bitch. That's what led to all this propagandizing of black women that these niggas engage in, just like these so-called divestors do. It's the same behavior. How the fuck can you sit here and hype this hoe up for playing some volleyball, basketball, and running track? like those aren't fields dominated by black women. I won't say so much volleyball, but I have seen some sisters play some volleyball that be just, they bring a certain type of athleticism to that sport, to where they're jumping up, spiking that shit down at what's looking like 70 miles an hour, and just to watch somebody else just volley it up. I don't even know how them bitches do it. I really don't. I don't even know how they get that low to pop it back up when they spike them that hard. Don't even know. But when sisters play volleyball, they shitting on cave hoes. What's wrong with you? And if I don't say this with them, then somehow I'm pacifying black women. Somehow I'm catering to black women. These are just facts. I'm not a self-hater. Therefore, I don't need to make black women hate themselves to validate me. I don't need to belittle black women to validate my manhood. That's what you hoe niggas gotta do to validate your manhood. I don't have to act like black women aren't what they are. The mothers. I don't have to make light of that. I don't have to downplay that. I don't have to lie about history. I don't have to do any of that to uplift a cave bitch over black women. I don't have to do any of that to validate my manhood. The woman I came from, of course she's great. Of course she the greatest. Of course she is. Versus the rest of these hoes, of course she is. Without question. I don't even have to think about that. I don't have to go online and look up data for that. I don't have to read a book for that. Of course the woman I came from, the woman that the black man comes from, of course she's the greatest. The woman in which all civilization derived from came from, of course she's the greatest. Now that don't make me feel like a simp to say that. Like, it's a direct extension of myself. This is where black folk that do this rhetoric, they confuse me. We are extensions of each other, but I'm going to completely destroy or try to destroy the self-esteem and self-worth of one side of me and uplift the other side of me. I'll never understand that. And no matter how smart these motherfuckers try to sound when they're laying out these arguments, I'll never get it. It makes no sense. This man has an issue with me for no real reason. So that respect is already not there. On top of that, we're dealing with top-notch, top-level coon shit at the same time. Let me play a little bit more of this and see. Does he?
Pearly is actually useful to a man. Pearly can actually help a man get to the fucking bag. Am I lying?
Yes.
And Pearly is in every way better than any woman Robert Perkins done had. Anyone, pick 'em. She is better in every way. Better attitude, harder working, more submissive, more productive, more competitive, more athletic, and come from a better family. In every way, better than any woman, any scalawag that Robert Perkins done had. That's the truth.
I wanted y'all to hear that clearly. This is my problem with these niggas. Not who he's laying with, who he got kids with, who he's fucking, who he's married to, who he's in a relationship with. This rhetoric right here, that's my issue. That's my issue. That's my issue. You just called black women you don't know lazy. They're no benefit. They're no asset. And I think you know that I've been dealing with black women. So you're saying black women don't hold a candle to this bitch. And I think of a Jay-Z bar right here. Jay-Z said something in the song Hola Ovita off the Blueprint. He said, you a candle in the sun. That shit don't even out. That's what white bitches are. Candles in the fucking sun. The sun being black women. If you don't believe that, I can't, that's your belief. Okay. Them bitches are candles in the sun. Even without lighting that motherfucking candle, what does wax do when heat is applied to it? Just like them bitches' skin do. We call them SPF hoes sometime over here too. That probably would have pissed you off if you'd heard me call them that. That probably would have really made you mad. You'd have probably, had a fucking heart attack. We call them SPF hoes sometimes too. So because I don't hate black women enough to share in this type of rhetoric, then all of a sudden, I'm a detriment. He don't know nothing about none of the black women I've been involved with. But he talk about them like that. But I'm not supposed to call a white bitch that I don't know. I'm not supposed to call her a cave bitch. You get upset.
Because they would say, well, when we talk about black women, we deal with something very specific. Very specific, very different. They're not dealing with that, and they're being racist towards us. So they deal with that. This is the same ideology that brought you to the black church. It's because white church, even though...
Okay. He done with his just pearly spiel. I just wanted y'all to hear that again. I wanted y'all to hear that clearly. Because you can say whatever you want about me. If you have an issue with the idea of me having multiple children, multiple women, although you don't hear me come on here complaining about women, complaining about child support, I would think these niggas may be more amazed to try to figure out how the fuck am I not on child support? If I got, what was it, 15, I think he said 15 gazillion billion or some shit like that. All these baby mamas. How am I not on child support? Have y'all ever came and asked me a question like that? I might be able to teach y'all niggas something. If you want to know, if you want some information. When y'all are sitting around crying about your kids, what's happened with them, child support. If I got all these baby mamas and all these kids, how the fuck am I not on child support? Why don't you ever hear me crying about child support? How the fuck did I make that happen? With all these black women out to trip black men up in the system of child support. How the fuck did I pull that off with 15 gajillion billion? Y'all might want to be asking that fucking question as opposed to talking to me crazy about my kids, about their mothers. You might be want to, because y'all, a lot of them the guys be mad about child support and shit like that, right? Black women out to get black men. How do I pull it off? How do I do it? How do I do it? How the fuck did that happen? Not saying I've never been on child support before. But as of today, right now, I'm not. How the fuck did I do it? All my kids aren't 18. How'd I do it? The two that are in college. And, well, I got a 19, 18-year-old in college. And they might as well be still on child support because I'm not going to let them be hungry. I'm not going to let them need books. I'm not going to let them I didn't let them go in there with no computers or no shit. I ain't do none of that shit. Ask me how I did it, you bitch ass nigga. As you sitting around talk about Pookies and Ray Rays and all this old stupid shit that y'all be talking about and you classify me as such, ask me how the fuck I did it. I ain't going to tell you it was easy. I ain't going to brag. Or none of that. But you might want to ask me the question. Because somehow, as soon as somebody hears that you have, multiple kids with multiple women, they automatically infuse drama into your situation. Now, I'm not going to say that like it's always been all peace, but they automatically assume drama, dysfunction, the black women acting crazy, they taking you to court and all this old shit. They automatically assume that. And if I got 15 gajillion billion baby mamas, then, goddamn, that makes me a wizard, right? Something magical. E.T.? God damn, I should have people, bowing at my motherfucking feet. How'd I do it? I'm a regular dude. I'm regular. I don't, I ain't racking in $200,000 a year, $100,000. I'm regular. How the fuck did I do it? Why these kids love me? How did I make that happen? How don't I have no fucking drama? How did I make that happen? Y'all some hoe ass niggas. That's how I know. That's how I know. That's how I know. Y'all spend all y'all time crying about child support. Talking shit about me and what I got going on and have no idea. You'd be in awe. Like, you would be in awe. Mouth open. Like, how the fuck? Yeah. And that ain't even me beating my chest or trying to brag or shit like that. Because to me, at the time, you having kids, you got to do what you got to do. It is what it is. But how the fuck is it peace? Obsidian, you want to ask me a question about that? No? You hoe ass nigga? You don't want to know about that, do you? Because you want to make assumptions about my life just because. Done stole all Cynthia's talking points. Stole them all. I wish I could find that exact part. I really do. Stole all her talking points. Said about pro-black people. And then still concerned about whatever the fuck we had going on. Like, man, you need some fucking help, man. And if your followers won't tell you, let me tell you, man. You a coon ass nigga that needs some help. I don't care how many black people or black men you employ. I don't give a fuck. You need some help. If this is real, if you doing this for views, then fine. I may stall your bitch ass out for views, but nigga, if this is real shit you on, stop it and ask me how the fuck I did it. Ask me why I'm not on here acting like black women are the bane of my existence. Ask me. Might be something in my character that's okay. But since I wear my hat backwards sometime, and I rock a little sag, it ain't as heavy as it used to be when I was younger. You'd have probably really hated me when I was younger based on my pants sagging. Since you hate pants sagging, backwards hat wearing niggas, to act like or to have the attitude I didn't do that, bro. I didn't do that. Marshawn, I didn't do that. Marshawn says, tell me why your ex so mad at all black men. I feel like you broke it off and made her a villain out in the streets. Cynthia has made it very clear that it was these manosphere niggas that drove her to where she is. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I don't got nothing to do with that. Cynthia done made it very clear that it was these niggas talking like this that led her on to where she is. I ain't had nothing to do with that. That was them. Y'all need to be asking these niggas. Don't ask me. I ain't got nothing to do with that. That ain't got nothing to do with me. She told y'all niggas. She told y'all what led to her being on the path that she on. And it wasn't me. It was these manosphere niggas. A lot of them running their fucking mouth or talking their shit or whatever they were saying. That's what pushed her. Y'all need to be talking to them. Real shit. Nah, I didn't. Nap says, did you catch Obsidian's interview, i.e. nut clinging session with Jared Taylor? No, I don't watch Obsidian stuff. Again, I only watched this, the piece of it that I watched, which was way too much. But the piece I watched of this, I only watched it because he had my name in the title. Yeah. So that's the only reason I even comment on this motherfucker. Like it just is what it is, man. Like London Link says this. Do you guys know that she used to be pro-black, been on manosphere platforms until them dudes start tripping? Like that ain't got nothing to do with me. Now y'all could try to make it me. Like it ain't got nothing to do with me. She listened to black men get online and coon at the level that they be cooning at. Again, I don't do that. I don't do the one side or the other side. I talk this shit down the middle. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. Y'all know I talk this shit clean down the middle. I don't agree with the gender warring talk. I don't agree with that stuff at all. I don't see the point in it at all. Don't see it making us have any progress at all. We speak against that shit over here. But this nigga put my name in a video. And I would argue if Cynthia had a problem or if she, about me specifically, with the type person she is, she would just talk about me. I mean, she would just go in and talk about it. I think she would. I mean, I think she would do that if it was me. But she done told y'all niggas. She done told you. So, it's him obsessing about whether or not me and Cynthia, whatever the fuck going on there, him obsessing about that years later just speaks to his character. This man is over 50. Like, bro, if you are trying to build men, build men. Build them. Whatever way you think. I mean, it sounds like y'all gonna have a fucking coon brigade over there. To me, these conventions that y'all gonna have, that's what it sounds like to me. Because if they can let you talk about this pearly bitch like that and still respect you, then that speaks to the people that are listening to you. Because that's crazy. That's crazy, bro. If they didn't think none of the other shit you was saying was crazy about me, because you can't even, you don't even have a real problem. But if they let you say all that shit about that white bitch, and don't be like, bro, like what, you good? You good? Are you good? Why would you uplift a white bitch like that? Like, what are we saying? What are you doing here? Talking about collard greens and like, nigga, what the fuck you talking about? You can't let these hoe ass niggas do this much, in my personal opinion. You gotta slow them down and at least call them to action to see. Like, nigga, look at what you did right here. Listen to what you sound like right here. You sound ridiculous. And I've said that too. Golden Black 189 says black women need to understand that that only these specific black men are the manosphere, not the whole group of black men. We get into way too many arguments over a few insane ones. I completely agree. I've said this before. If you add up the numbers on every one of them niggas' channels, it don't even make up a fraction of black men. Well, it does, of course, make up a fraction of black men, but it's not most black men or nothing crazy like that. It's not that. At the height of the most popular one, they would deem was Kevin Samuels, and he had upward of a million subs. That's not even a fraction. I mean, I gotta quit saying that because it is a fraction, but it's not a significant chunk of black men. The same thing I tell black men about these black women channels. If you add them all up, they're not that. Most black folk aren't thinking that way. They just aren't. Now, again, we talk about social media spaces, these platforms where people come up and voice their opinions or give their takes as to the conditions of our community and the relations between black men and women. You'll see a little something. It seems to be an overbearingly amount of black men and women that are anti. That seems to be what's going on now. I think they're pushed to the front for a very specific reason. Channels that's gonna keep it real, like mine, for example, they're not gonna be pushed as hard. They're not gonna be pushed as hard because I'm not trying to divide us up. I know we in this shit together, whether you niggas like it or not. And therefore, that's where my commentary is, from that position that my commentary comes from, regardless. It's just, it's sad that you got hoe ass niggas out here like Obsidian that are, over 10 years older than me. I mean, like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Worshipping white bitches like this. And making it seem like, that men who must follow you must also have men who follow you must also have the same rhetoric. I would argue that anybody with that rhetoric is a fucking coon. You can call it name calling. I'm just displaying a pathology. You can change that. You can change that. You can start by not lying on black women. Ain't no white bitch cooking better than no black women. Like, what the fuck you talking about, boy? What are you talking about? You see what I'm saying? So I want this to be something that y'all pay attention to as the would-be manosphere goes in on so-called pro-blacks. Pay attention to that because they're drawing that distinction. First it was Pookie Ray Rays, now they're throwing out pro-blacks, and it's just going to be, niggas in three-piece suits. And they're the ones who are going to reset, the black man and woman in this country. I'm telling you, man, like, but I told y'all I wanted y'all to show me these videos. If you see videos of motherfuckers talking about me, there was a piece in this video that David Carroll did. But since he's dead as fuck, I ain't want to really, you know what I'm saying? He can't respond to me. Because I would have went in on his ass too. Another old ass nigga talking crazy about pro-blacks. Y'all listen, I don't care how much disdain you have. But to disrespect the would-be pro-blacks as you sit online just doesn't make any sense. If everybody was thinking like y'all bitch ass niggas, which is basically, keep my head down, do my work, we'd still be on the plantation. That's where we would be still. The disrespect and the people that agree with it is even more, to me, is more egregious to know that so many black people will allow this type of disrespect and find some logic in it. This is what explains what Kanye has been able to say to black people and get that over on black people. It explains what even Candace Owens is able to say. It explains people like Obsidian, because somehow, some way, black folk will find logic in anti-black rhetoric, even when it's laced full of fucking half-truths and lies. This man called the mother of my children scallywags and said they don't even compare to this white bitch, that he ain't never even been in a relationship with this bitch. And he felt like that shit was cool. Now notice, I didn't call whoever he's with a scallywag. I would argue she probably is a coon if she's sitting with him, and he said he's been with her for 12 years. She may be a coon. Well, I would argue she probably got to be a coon, but that's not me calling her a scallywag. You claim that you're more educated. I'm talking about a pathology, a self-hating, cave-worshipping pathology. You're just name-calling. You just name calling. You looked up to David Carroll. He's dead. You looked up to Kevin Samuels. He's also dead. Y'all keep talking about all this money and paying black people and employing yourself and all this old shit. Y'all better lay out a session or a teaching lesson about health. Not just telling black women they need to work out because they too fucking fat. Not just saying that. You better be saying something about these heart conditions that are taking black men out at an early age, regardless of their socioeconomic class. That may be a conversation y'all want to have over there, since you care about black men so much. You may want to talk about that. As you chasing to get this money, what good is that money gonna do you if your ass in the fucking grave? That's just a matter of fact. That money ain't gonna do shit for you then. So heart health, liver health, kidney health, colon health. These might want to be some things that, y'all touch on when y'all go to y'all little seminars. Somebody say he got a pot belly. I don't even know what he looks like, for real. I don't know what he looks like. I haven't taken the time to see what he looks like, other than the still picture that's sitting here. I don't know. Look like he might be a little nigga. I think he got a cane. So if he a little nigga with a limp in a suit, walking with a cane, talking shit, that makes it hilarious. I ain't gonna lie, like it makes me think about the fucking Leprechaun. Well, Leprechaun didn't have a cane, so I guess I can't put that on. If he is a little nigga in a suit with a cane that's over 50, it makes it funny. It makes it a little bit funny, and it would kind of justify the anger that he seems to have, because I don't know what that's like. I have no idea what that's like to exist that way, or how mad that can make a person, or could it drive a person mad? I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea if that's why he's so mad. I don't know. But I ain't even want to get into, physical shit with this motherfucker, like as far as what he looked like or his stature or nothing like that. 'Cause that don't really fucking matter. A coon is a coon. A white worshiping coon can be short, tall, medium, fat, skinny, small, muscular, chubby. There is no body class. With a cane, in a fucking wheelchair, on crutches, niggas can be coons. So it really doesn't, it don't even fucking matter. You got coons that sleep with goddamn CPAP machines at night. Like, it just doesn't matter, yo. Seriously. Seriously don't matter. That's funny. Okay. The leprechaun does have a K, and young Seller says leprechaun bars. Listen, y'all know how we be over here trying to work that word coon. That leprechaun is hilarious. Leprechaun is hilarious. Oh my God. Not the leprechaun out this bitch. That's a good one too. I ain't gonna hold you. That's a good one. Oh shit. Y'all know we play that game over here. We try to work that shit into everything. Nigga. Like, that's our shit over here. And this motherfucker mad. That's a pathology. Not something that we just over here name calling. Like, he a coon. Like, no. It's a pathology. We not saying it for, even though it's funny sometimes, it ain't for shits and giggles. It's a pathology. When I call somebody a coon, I can tell you how I arrived at that diagnosis. I can tell you how I got there. And you can dispute that, the diagnosis. You can say, I feel like that person is being misdiagnosed. You could say that. But it's not just name calling. At least not here. It's a whole mindset that you seem to be suffering from as well. So I don't think this motherfucker has a problem with me. I don't even think the manosphere. Anytime I listen to them talk about me, they only talk about my kids. That's it. What they assume about my life based on my kids. So, these hoe ass niggas, man, unless he comes back with something real that applies to me in my life, what I've been, not a felon, not a Pookie Ray, right? None of this shit. And this is not no knock to my brothers who have felonies. See, I'm not that type of black man. I'm not trying to create more distance between us. This is not no knock to black men who have, felonies, and particularly nonviolent drug offenses and felonies that fall into this category. No, I don't think that takes away from your ability to regroup yourself and put yourself on a better path. I don't think that takes away. It does add a lot more hurdles than was already there. But I'm not going to act like these people don't matter. I'm not going to act like working class people don't matter. And if you're not an entrepreneur and own your own business, then I have no respect for you. Because that doesn't make any sense. That makes absolutely no sense. Even at the time where historically speaking, we had Black Wall Street, there were workers. Now, to be called a worker, you could have a specialized skill. Something you wouldn't got training to do. Like an electrician. Like a plumber. Like a welder. Like, to act like the only black men who are worthy of respect and the only black men that get to reach the upper echelons of being a so-called high value man in this space are black men who are entrepreneurs that employ other black people. Those are the only people y'all gonna respect. One who gonna do the work? This is why I always had an issue with suit niggas. I always had an issue with suit niggas, even when I was a young child, and I always had an issue with suit niggas. Always. I'll tell you the two reasons why. One, being brought up in the church, understanding that people wore these suits as costumes almost, and particularly on Sundays, they would put on these suits and go home and beat the shit out of their wife and their kids. I had an understanding of, okay, so this person has on a suit, they look to be upstanding, but when I'm hearing their true story, their real story, these motherfuckers ain't worth a fuck. And then I coupled that with listening to suit niggas give speeches to, and particularly there were times where we would have, these assemblies where these speakers would come out and they would have on suits. I never was able to relate to them because I was coming up in the hood. I was coming up poor. I wanted somebody to come talk plain to me and be real with me. And I never felt like the suit motherfuckers was being all the way real. And that's even when that was as a young man. That's before I had any, would be B123 or would be black conscience or would be pro blackness. None of that type of shit. This was just how I felt about suit niggas then. And now for him to come through with this, fuck sagging pants backwards like that has nothing to do with a person's character at all. And that sounds like some white supremacist shit, which makes you a coon for saying some shit like that. I know plenty brothers, working class brothers, don't wear business suits every day, all day. They're not entrepreneurs, but they have a skill. I drive trucks. I know a lot of black truck drivers. How do you move goods and services? Mr. I employ black people. How you move goods and services across a nation? How does that happen? Since you're a businessman. Said something about getting he said something about building a studio or some shit like that, and he was getting the studio put together and all this shit. And how do you think those studio pieces are going to get to you? Who gonna do that work? Like, I don't get it. I also understood that white men wear suits to hide their diabolical nature. I knew that about them. Now, I'm not saying that every black man that wears a suit has a diabolical nature, but that's what I understood about white men. And that was the way that they were able to try to separate themselves from the lowly niggers. We got on suits. They got on rags. They lives 3/5. And we went and bought the suits. We thought that would do it for us. Swag the suits out. Even though I hate the word swag, but to make this concept plain, swag them out. Fly as a bitch. Suits, got the suspenders on and shit. And flashy ass hats and shit like that. Didn't matter. Did not matter at all. So understand, you being a white worshiping coon, you creating this divide between black men, you're not going to be able to unify black men that way. Not based on what they wear, not based on how much money they make. You're not going to be able to unify black men like that. You're just not. Because as y'all reading these stupid ass stats and y'all talk about how, when it comes to, $150,000 a year, that's less than, whenever you're shaming black women, you'll use this stat. Well, that's less than 1% of men. You'll use that to shame black women. But then you say, well, this group of men right here are going to be the ones that run black men. Like, that don't even make sense. That's a small group. A lot of black men are regular working class men. That doesn't make them less good fathers. Many of them, I'm talking about people who had their fathers in their lives that talk to me about their fathers. They will talk about their father working 16-hour shifts just to make ends meet for them. That man ain't worthy of no respect. That man knows how to put a transmission back together with his eyes closed. He don't get no respect. It doesn't make any sense, man. I don't like listening to black men shame working class. I don't like listening to black people do it at all. I don't like hearing black men calling people broke. Just to shame and devalue a person. We talk about that over here. What capitalism has done to these niggas. Everything is about securing a bag. That doesn't propel black people forward. Some of the richest black men, be athletes, entertainers, they don't do anything but go buy jewelry, mansions, cars, create a liquor brand, a clothing line. The money must be accompanied with a certain mentality, or you just gonna have niggas walking around with money still coons. We see plenty of that. But I wanted y'all to, that was the main thing. I wanted y'all to hear that audio clearly. Hear him pedestalizing this cave bitch, and that was really the crux of what he's talking about me and my personal. I'm not even really, that don't really matter. That's not even a matter of his prognosis at this point. That has nothing to do with him being a coon. What he's saying about me, he a hoe for that, but I mean, hoe niggas exist. So it is what it is. But what makes him a coon is him uplifting this cave bitch like that and caping for caping for Jesse Lee Peterson. Got mad because I called him a coon. You mad? He got mad about that. He said, well, Jesse Lee Peterson employs black men. He helps black men. So he can't be a coon. Yes, he can. Like, you got different rules over there, and you don't get to define You don't get to define shit for me. You can define shit for your team, your people, or whatever the fuck who listening to you. But man, get the fuck out of here, bro. That's your prognosis right now because of the way you defend that white bitch. The stuff you say about me is just weird and it's unfounded and it doesn't have any real meat to it because you don't really have an issue with me. So I'm just going to treat most of the shit you said like, nigga, please. It's more so your logic as to where you see black men versus other black men, or black men who are entrepreneurs, black men who employ black men, how you uplifted the cave hoe over black women and lied at the same time on black women to belittle black women. It's that stuff. It has nothing to do really with, what you saying about me as far as Cynthia's concerned, as far as my kids and their moms are concerned. It ain't really, I wouldn't be able to full blown call you a coon based on those things. That just makes you a hoe. You know what I'm saying? But what you did in that video, and if people get a chance, you can just go watch the video on his channel. That's what made you a coon. That's why I'm saying that you're a coon. That's the prognosis that I'm giving you. Not a personal attack on your personal life, just based on your logic in this stream that you did. Not based on nothing else. You a whole nigga for the personal shit the personal issue you seem to have with me, even though you really don't have it. That's whole shit. But the coon shit you was saying is you was trying to demean pro-blacks. Like, bro. And I ain't even hear it all. I'm sure you probably said way more coonier shit. Way more coonier shit. So to come and disrespect me, it's a waste of time. You can't, if you're not going to debate, I guess, what I'm saying, telling me that pro-black men ain't built, the community up. We failed. Like, black men, we all failing, man. I'm sorry. That's a matter of fact. Our people failing, man. Our people are failing because we still raising little coons. That's how I know. That's how I check. We raising little coons, so that's how I know we gotta be failing. We might be making a little bit of money. We might be making a little bit of money, a couple dollars, but we raising little coons. Celebrity worshiping, cave worshiping, self-hating ass coons. That's what's being raised out here. So I know we're failing based on that. And I know that we're all failing based on that alone. I don't got no stat. But that's what I see. That's how I check the climate out here. So to say that somebody that employs black people doesn't make him a coon, that means that Tyler Perry, he clearly doesn't understand racism. We just did a live on him not too long ago about how he wanted to protect his son from. Tyler Perry employs a lot of black people. That don't make him less of a coon to me. At all. In any type of way whatsoever. A lot of y'all like Steve Harvey. So he make a couple dollars. Don't fuck with him either. He was the same one that said that I think it was cave bitches can teach black boys about being black men. And then he had them turn around and wanted to cut their hair off because apparently their hair is what's holding them back in life. Not the racist establishment that will judge them based on their hair, the same way they do black women, the same reason they had to pass the Crown Act. Based on that, we'll cut it off then. Assimilate. That's black male leadership right there. Assimilate, niggas. Hurry up. Assimilate. Turn your hat around. Pull your pants up. Tuck your shirt in. Put a tie on. Here, throw on this blazer too. Assimilation. That's been our weakness as a people. That's been the weakness with our men. Our women. That's what it's been. I mean, that's real talk, man. Chasing the bag ain't, we got rich black men. What does that mean for black people? That ain't meant shit. Because the mentality's not there. The mentality has to be in place. Obsidian, any of his followers, they just call this hotepery. Well, the proof is in, as they say, the proof is in the pudding. In this case, the pudding is chocolate. And if you just look down off in here real quick, what you'll see is there are black people who are making six figures. There are black men out here that are multimillionaires. But the mentality's not in place. That's why you ain't got no hospital yet. See what I'm saying? But okay. Y'all, I'm going to take my ass to bed now. I appreciate y'all for showing up. Hopefully y'all like both of the videos. I'm sorry that the audio in the other one was so terrible. It won't be like that moving forward. I know what needs to be done to alleviate that. And I should have just did it on StreamYard. I was trying to use OBS to do it, but I should have just did it on StreamYard, and that would have alleviated that. But StreamYard had a lag, like, as I was talking and moving while I was trying to, record the video, it was a lag. And that shit, I don't like that laggy shit. But I know what to do to make sure that sound is a lot better. Next time any other bitch ass nigga want to come on here and call themselves talking about me, when really all he did was expose exactly what type of coon that he is, and what type of coon the people that follow him also are, if they're not saying anything. If they are actually calling him out, then fine. If they're not saying anything, then they just coons right along with his ass. And since he is the leader of the manosphere, was what he called himself, the leader of the black manosphere, one of the founding fathers of the black manosphere. And if I have any issues with the manosphere, then bring it up with you. Well, you, the leader of the black manosphere, is a coon ass, self-hating ass, cave bitch worshiping, propagandizing black women, hoe ass, bitch made ass coon. That's what I got for you. That's my final thought. Mad love to y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. Y'all put a B123 in the comment section, just to let these hoe ass niggas know when they show up that we a little deep. We may not be as heavy as the coons. Okay? The passion of the coon be a little heavier. They got a little bit more numbers in here. But y'all put a B123 in the chat, in the comment section. Because motherfuckers like to discredit me like I ain't out here speaking nothing but straight facts as to the conditions of our people. Put a B123 in here so that way when these manosphere bitch ass niggas show up, they know we a little strong. We got a little team over here. We building and we growing. But one thing you bitch ass niggas must realize is that dividing ourselves up when our numbers are already directly affected by senseless violence, also by imprisonment, when those things are already affecting our numbers, and this for us to have this type of this self-hating ass niggas running around out here like this, that's not gonna raise us up, bro. That's not gonna raise us up. And if you think that, then your shit's fucked up. Okay? Mad love to y'all. I will see y'all on the next one. Oh, and I guess I'll take his line and go tell bitch ass Obsidian if he got something else to say to holler at me. All right? I'm out.